Here we go with my girlfriend Carol and Mr. Jack. Hey, Mr. Jack. How you doing, fat boy? Having a possum is kind of awesome and also kind of taxing. He is a very cool creature. He is very friendly. Not very cooperative when you want him to get off your shoulder. I mean, he's pretty chill, pretty friendly. We've got him tamed pretty well. Thing is, this guy is by no means domesticated. He is still a wild animal and has his moments sometimes. We acquired him, let's see, the guy we got him from, his neighbor's dog killed the mom, and he got 6 babies out of the mama's pouch when they were 2-3 inches big, still pouch bound. He raised them up until they were big enough to be released into the wild, and out of the 6, Mr. Jack and his sister Rosie decided they wanted to keep coming back. They didn't want to be away from people. Those people kept Rosie, and we got Mr. Jack. Like I said, he's pretty chill most of the time. I mean, just pick him up and move him. I mean, he's fuzzy and good. But as far as care goes, they have... Oh, what was that? What was that, Mr. Jack? As far as care goes, they have a very specific diet. You can't just treat them like wild possums, and they'll eat trash and whatever. They're susceptible to metabolic bone disease, which I originally thought was only a reptile disease. It's calcium deficiency. Apparently, possums are very prone to metabolic bone disease due to calcium deficiency. And as such, we give them treats. We're giving them some superworms right now. But his mainstay diet is actually a very specific food for possums. Stuff made by Exotic Nutrition. You can't read all that, but there it goes. Expensive food. He's an expensive pet.
That's it, Jack. That's it, Jack.
He's also very greedy with treats. He acts like he's starving, but as you can see, this guy is pretty rotund. He's a sturdy fellow.
Hey, baby.
He is a wild animal still. He's pretty tame, but he has his moments. He will bare his teeth and play possum, but he really doesn't play possum. He bares his teeth a lot and will drool or snot. Yeah, he'll either start drooling, open his mouth and start drooling, or start snotting and make you think he's sick. So you don't want to fuck with him because, he's sick. Sometimes he will bite, but we haven't had that problem in a couple of weeks. Another thing about possums is their poop really stinks. Like, bad. And they're kind of like a skunk or a ferret. When they get spooked, they'll musk. They're not like a skunk. They won't spray you with a liquid that's going to cover you. But they will fart, if you will. And It's a defense deterrent. If they smell really bad, you're going to leave them alone. Hey, Mr. Jack. And the size. This guy's pretty stout. He's a male. We've had him, about 2 months? And far as we can recall, he's around 6 months old, 5 to 6 months old entirely. And he is about half size. He's going to get a whole lot bigger. And as such, the cage we have him in isn't enough. We got to either get a bigger cage or we're going to have to teach Mr. Jack how to free range with the rest of our animals, including our dogs. Here, buddy. But as you can see, he's pretty friendly. I mean, he's not aggressive at all. He's pretty chill. But having one as a pet is not something that I would recommend for everyone because they do require a lot of time. I mean, this guy's been hand raised since he was about 2 to 3 inches, since he was still in his mama's pouch.
And their nails are sharp.
Oh yeah, and especially when they're young, their claws are very sharp when they climb. So I mean, they climbing on your shoulder or your arm. They're not even trying to hurt you, but they can scratch you up pretty good. Mr. Jack, what are you doing, buddy? But they require, like I said, we got this guy. He was raised from about 2 to 3 inches, hand raised up till about 6 weeks old, or about 3 months old. And then they tried to release him and he came back. Anyways, we got him. We've had him for about 2 months. And it has taken a lot of daily work with handling and interaction to get him this friendly. I mean, this isn't something that will just happen. Mr. Jack needs, even if we go a day without interacting with him, you can tell it because he'll curl his lip and try to play possum when we, mess with him in his cage. But overall, I mean, if you got the time to invest, possums do make pretty cool pets. I mean, I like him. He had a collar on earlier, but I guess it was a little too big and he didn't like it, so he pulled it off. Mr. Jack. He's pretty curious. I mean, we give him a lot of different treats. Dried apricots are his favorite. He does not like watermelon. We gave him watermelon one time. He didn't even touch it. Left it in his cage overnight, and he didn't even nibble it. But I'm gonna go with that's the end of our interview with Mr. Jack.